Hello. If you're a student looking at going overseas for higher studies, if you're looking at an international study destination, you have a range of countries to choose from. You have the 5 English-speaking countries, you have options in Europe and Asia. However, I believe 2 countries, namely Australia and New Zealand, offer you a good quality education, a true international experience, and many advantages. Here are 8 reasons why you should choose Australia or New Zealand as your international study destination. Number 1, the universities in Australia and New Zealand are state-owned and government-monitored. This ensures that you receive quality education and value for money. In addition, many of these Australian and New Zealand universities are ranked in the top 200 or 300 in the world. So you will be going to international universities with a global reputation and you will be studying with the best quality students. Further, Australia and New Zealand qualifications are recognized around the world. Number 2, you have a huge choice of programs at the bachelor's, master's, and PhD level. When selecting a program, keep in mind your previous studies, your future career plans, and ensure the program you choose has demand in Australia, New Zealand, and around the world. Number 3, the entry requirements to Australian and New Zealand universities are simple and straightforward. You need to have a good academic background. You need to take up an English test such as the IELTS, PTE, TOEFL, or a Cambridge test. And you need to be financially capable of meeting your education expenses either through your own funds or through a bank loan. And you have to apply on time. Number 4, when you go to Australia and New Zealand, you get a chance to study, work, and live in the world's best cities. Cities such as Melbourne, Sydney, Canberra, Adelaide, Brisbane, Perth, Auckland, Wellington, and Christchurch are ranked among 10 most livable cities in the world today. So you're going to big cities with great infrastructure, good public transport, and you will enjoy a high quality life. Number 5, Australia and New Zealand are multicultural destinations. When you go to study in Australia, you're not just studying with Australian and New Zealand students. You will be studying with students from all around the world. You will have students from India, China, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bangladesh, Indonesia, Malaysia, etc. You also have American and European students studying in Australia and New Zealand. Number 6, as international students in Australia and New Zealand, you can work part-time while studying. You can work part-time on campus or off campus. Today, as of January 2019, in Australia, you can work for up to 40 hours a fortnight during semester and full-time during vacation. A fortnight is 14 days. In New Zealand, you can work for up to 20 hours a week during semester and full-time during vacation. By working part-time, you can earn your living expenses. So your money for your food, rent, transport, and personal expenses could be made up. You may not be in a position to earn your college fees, and that is something you have to plan from your country of origin before leaving. The type of work you do depends when you are free. Most international students are free in the evenings on weekdays or on weekends. And students tend to work in places such as supermarkets, departmental stores, libraries, hotels, restaurants, call centers, telecalling jobs, etc. Remember, there is dignity of labor. and there is a minimum government wage for any job you do. In New Zealand, you will get a minimum wage of $15 to $17 an hour, and in Australia, you will earn approximately $20 per hour for working part-time. Number 7, Australia and New Zealand offer you post-study work options. You can work full-time after you successfully complete your studies, so you can gain international work experience and get a return on your investment. In Australia, you can work for up to 2 years if you successfully complete a bachelor's degree or a master's by coursework. You can work for up to 3 years if you complete a master's by research, and you can work for up to 4 years if you complete a PhD program. In New Zealand, you can work for a maximum of 3 years after you successfully complete your studies. Number 8, there is a possibility of migration in Australia and New Zealand once you successfully complete your program of study. Remember, Australia and New Zealand are countries built on migration. You get migrants from all around the world living and settled in Australia and New Zealand today. You're given extra points for your studies in Australia and New Zealand. However, there is no guarantee. You must still meet the selection criteria and get the required migration points. You have to do the right program of study. Your occupation has to be in demand. You've got to have very good levels of English. And if you meet the selection criteria, as on the day of your migration application, you may be given a choice to apply for permanent residence or migration in Australia or New Zealand. So remember these 8 reasons why you should consider Australia or New Zealand as your international study destination.